Hey guys, we were going to share with you our experience staying at the Beach Club Resort at Walt Disney World. We're going to start talking about what we think are the pros and cons. This is, of course, our personal opinion, and other people have different opinions. But it is one of our favorite resorts, so I think we'll have mostly pros, but there are a few cons, and we're going to be honest about what those are. So, do you want to start? Should we start with pros or cons?
Pros. Pros is all fun. I like the grounds. The grounds are really nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Of course, the location, right?
That is the number one.
Yeah, that's the biggest pro.
It's the closest resort to Epcot, period. Like
it's closer than every resort, right?
Yes.
Because you're even closer than the boardwalk.
And closer than Yacht Club and closer than Swan and Dolphin.
Right.
So
and we actually did find a way to stay inside Beach Club and walk all through the maze to go out the secret door on the side, and then you go boop boop and right over the
like less than 5 minutes to Epcot.
Which on a hot day is nice.
It really is. It really is. So what else for pros? I think that's the biggest one. The location is the biggest pro. I think for a lot of people, we're going to go into the pool more later, but I think for a lot of people, the pool is a huge pro. If you watch our other vlogs, you know we're not huge pool people, but we do enjoy the pools at the resorts, especially on a really hot day. And I think for a lot of people, this pool is probably the best pool, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because we're going to actually talk about the pool separately. So what else would you say?
The theming is really nice. I like the thing that goes into the grounds, but
it's relaxed. Nice. It's like, to me, it's one of the most relaxed of the deluxe. I'm not talking about DVC because we've never stayed at Old Key West or Saratoga because those are DVC only. I'm talking about the deluxe resorts that are not DVC. I would say it's not the only relaxed. Let's say Wilderness Lodge is pretty relaxed, but it's one to me that's on the end of casual and makes you feel relaxed. It makes me feel relaxed. And we love the beach anyway, so I think that theme appeals to us, the nautical theme with all the seashells.
It actually feels like a old hotel on the seashore.
Yeah, on the seashore, which is what it's supposed to be like.
It actually feels like that.
Yeah, and they have beautiful details, like they have sort of nautical elevator, like the lights for the elevator look like nautical pieces. I don't know what they are exactly because I'm not a boating person. And then some of the light fixtures have seashells on them. It's really neat. I like it.
Yeah. So cons?
Well, let's talk pros a little more. Okay. I think another huge pro is dining, and I'm not talking about Epcot. That's pretty obvious. But within Beach Club, they have multiple dining options, which we'll go into in detail. But also, right across the way at Boardwalk, there's even more. There's more at Yacht Club, and then you've got Swan and Dolphin, which a lot of people forget, and they have some highly rated restaurants. We haven't been there ourselves, but I've heard people talk a lot about the restaurants there. So in addition to Epcot, you've got a ton of really great dining, including at least 2 signature restaurants. If I may be forgetting one, but Flying Fish and Yachtsman Steakhouse are both signature. So, I mean, you've got some really nice dining right there at your fingertips, as well as casual and less expensive options. And
also, fish and chips is really close
at Epcot. That's his priority.
Because normally I would bring fish and chips to the boardwalk area, which by the time I get back to the room, it's kind of cold, but it's really close to the Beach Club.
Yeah.
The quick service is really good there. In our opinion, it's better than the boardwalk.
Let me phrase it. It's good for a deluxe resort. I think some of the food courts at the Value, ironically, have some of the best food because they're huge, so they have a huge selection.
They have to cater to thousands.
Right. But for, we're not going to do a comparison to Boardwalk on everything, but I'll say the quick service at Beach Club, it's so much better that we frequently will walk over when we're staying at Boardwalk just to use the quick service at Beach Club. So it's definitely a step up from that. What else? Well, we talked about the proximity at Epcot. You can also walk to Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's approximately a mile, probably a little less. I think it's a hot walk. It is a hot walk. There's no shade. But you also have the option of the boat, and we'll talk about transportation later.
Yeah.
So back to that proximity thing, it's not just to Epcot, it's also to Hollywood Studios. So if you really enjoy it and you like Star Wars, and once the new lands open, that's going to be even more exciting.
Yeah.
That's another big perk to it. So location. Well, I think that's the biggest reason we stay there is location.
And that's what you're paying for.
You are. And you are. But are there any more pros that we didn't talk about? We may think of some later. We can always sneak them in later. Oh, and we're going to go into detail about the room, but the rooms are very nice. I'd call that a pro. I'm not saying they're the best on property, but they're very nice.
Well, they were recently renovated within the past year or so, maybe a little longer.
Past 2 years. Yeah. I'd say the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're really nice. They're really well done. They're not the biggest rooms as far as the deluxe resorts, and you can look up the square footage of the different deluxe resorts online, but they're still comfortable, and the beds were comfortable, so that's what matters to me. It's just a nice, comfortable place to stay. So on to cons?
Cons. Let's see, transportation a little bit. The bus service, if you're leaving in the morning, is to be desired because of the fact that the character breakfast, what's it called?
It's the Cape May Cafe, but it's only for breakfast. For dinner, they don't have characters. And the reason that's an issue is everybody brings their children to the character breakfast, which is great, but then they all go to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, so they're all flooding the bus area.
Excuse me.
But if you're leaving in the later morning hours or afternoon, never really had an issue.
No,
it's just the first morning
thing
rush.
in the morning.
And actually, a couple times we walked from Beach Club to Boardwalk to use your buses if we needed to get to Magic Kingdom or Epcot.
Right, because
not Epcot. Magic Kingdom
Magic
or
Kingdom,
Hollywood Studios.
No, Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, that's it. The 2 buses you have to get to, yeah.
Well, and it's only Magic Kingdom, not Animal Kingdom. Is that what you just said? That's an issue. We didn't have any trouble getting to Animal Kingdom.
Well, you still have the issue of all the people crowding the little small bus area.
That's what I was going to say. The value resorts have lines. The deluxe do not. And so if you go down there and there's hundreds of people, which we actually did one day, we went down there and there were literally hundreds of people.
It's like an episode of
there's no
Hunger
line.
Games.
Exactly. So everybody's just pushing and shoving to get on the bus. And that's when we just shook our heads and went to Boardwalk because we're not pushy, shovey people, so we just didn't want to deal with that. So I'd say that's a disadvantage, but you do have the option of walking over to Boardwalk. So I mean, you're not stuck with their bus transportation. But yeah, it's a bit of a downer. The boats to me are not that useful, but they're very pleasant. To go to Epcot, there's no reason to do it.
It depends if you're tired.
No,
to Epcot,
you have to stop at Boardwalk. So there's.
But for Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, if you're tired, absolutely.
If you're tired, you don't want to do that walk.
Or if it's 100 degrees and it's noon.
Yeah, but you can walk faster than the boat.
Yes.
I will throw that out there.
Even at my pace, which I'm very short and slow, and even remember we watched one time and we couldn't even see the boat. Like we left the same time as the boat, and we got to Hollywood Studios and couldn't even see the boat.
So if you're in a rush to meet some kind of ADR or fast pass,
or just get there in the morning by a certain time.
Yeah, and you're up to walking. Definitely do the walk. That will be faster.
Also, the wait for the boat is not covered, and you're out in the middle of the lake on a dock, and so it's very hot. And so if you're there midday, you're going to get a lot of sun exposure because the sun reflects off the water too. So just be mindful of that. Now there's sort of a lighthouse building in the middle, so you can sometimes hide behind it in the shade.
Yeah, the sun's just right to catch that shade.
Yeah, but that's something to keep in mind too, waiting for the boat. We rarely use the boat. Once in a blue moon, we will, especially at Beach Club, we'll use it sometimes at Boardwalk because Boardwalk is the first stop going to Epcot and vice versa. If it's coming back from Epcot, it's the first stop. Whereas Beach Club, you're always going to stop at Boardwalk going to Epcot, and it's always going to stop at Boardwalk coming back from Epcot, so you can walk way, way faster. Like, unless you have somebody with mobility issues, I would not use the boat to go to Epcot.
Yeah.
But for Hollywood Studios, sure. And that's something we should mention probably too. unless the boats are broken down or something, and sometimes they close them due to lightning and things like that, there's usually not a bus to Hollywood Studios, so you have to take the boat or walk. You don't have the option of taking the bus. Like I said, they make exceptions to that if they have to, if there's a bad lightning storm, they'll close the boats down for safety. But other than that, you're I don't want to say you're stuck with it. It's not bad, but it's a lot slower than a bus, to be honest. Yeah. The boat's pretty slow because it stops at the Swan and Dolphin on the way to Hollywood Studios. So you got stops coming and going. Next, cons?
The balcony of the room.
That's a big bummer. So,
that was hilarious.
The list price for these rooms, for a deluxe standard room, the prices vary all over depending on time of the year, but I recently looked for a room for, I think it was January or February, I can't remember, just for fun, and they were like $525 or something for a standard view room. So obviously you can get discounts on the room when those come out, but either way they're pricey. Like even if you get a 25% discount, you're still paying a lot of money per night. So one of the big downers to us is that all the rooms don't have full balconies that you can sit on.
Some do, some do not.
Some do not, and you can make a request, but you're not guaranteed, like they always say. And we did not get a full balcony. It's a Juliet balcony, so two people can walk out and stand like this next to each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's two because we're joking. We'll just take turns. All right, you get 5 minutes, I get next 5. All right, swap.
And there's absolutely no room to sit out there or anything like that. And
no sitting. We had a good view though from the.
We had a great view, beautiful view.
We couldn't share it. We had to do it individually.
Yeah. So I think that is probably why we haven't stayed there more, because I know you might say, "Oh, you're not going to use your balcony." We actually do.
Yeah,
we're those people who actually do use your balcony.
Afternoon break and hang out on the balcony
and relax. Yeah, we enjoy it. So that would be, I guess, a disadvantage. An advantage, though, which I guess I'm going back to the pro side really quick, is at Boardwalk, for example, you only have standard view and then you have water view for the regular rooms, not talking about DVC, just regular. For Beach Club, for a small fee, the difference between standard room and a wood/garden view, I think is what it's called, is pretty small per night, and so you can make sure you're not looking at a parking lot. I don't know a nice way to say that, but like at Boardwalk, you're playing the gambling game, you can end up with a beautiful garden view or you can end up with a parking lot view, and you have no way to know what you're going to get till you get there. So at least with Beach Club, you can pay a small amount to guarantee that you're at least not looking at a parking lot.
Yeah, which is nice.
And then of course they have water view too, but one thing I will warn you, sometimes water view means a view of the pool. Disney considers pools a water view, so that's just something to keep in mind as well. It doesn't mean you're going to have a view of Crescent Lake, so that's something else to be mindful of when you're paying, because the water view's pricey.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. Any other cons?
I don't think so.
I can't think of any cons. So, it really is a nice resort. Like I said, I would say when you factor location, it is our favorite resort. When you take location out, I'd say Animal Kingdom's our favorite resort. Meaning if location was irrelevant.
Yes. If they could put Animal Kingdom right next to Epcot, we'd be golden.
Yes. All right, next on the list is food. So we already talked about the quick serve, so I'm going to sort of breeze through that. We've had both breakfast and sort of dinner items. The one thing I will say about the quick service is the only seating is outside. They have sort of a couple of tables in a hallway, which is a little weird.
Is that the Solarium? That's at the Broadway.
No, it's called the Marketplace.
Okay.
It's called the Marketplace. And so they have a hallway with a couple of tables, like literally like a couple. And then most people have to sit outside.
Yeah.
It's like a courtyard area. Yeah, it's covered. So just keep that in mind too. We just took food to our room a lot. Like we don't mind doing that. Get to go and go to the room.
Like pizza, sandwiches, soup. What else?
It's a pretty light selection. So again, it's not like a food court at a value. You're not going to get like roasted chicken and green beans and stuff like that.
They're ready to go items.
It's going to be sort of quick made items. They may even have burgers. I can't remember. Because I didn't have a burger. Can't remember. Sorry.
Of course, I'm not looking for burgers. So.
Right. He's a pescatarian. So, But I had a good gluten-free pizza there. We had a really good breakfast one morning there. I didn't get anything there I disliked.
Yeah.
And you like their little cheese and fruit ready-made grab and go.
Yeah, which the boardwalk did not have.
No, they don't have.
Kind of weird, but whatever.
Yeah. And then talking about the other food, so we mentioned Cape May Cafe. So they have a character breakfast in the morning, and then in the evening they have a huge seafood buffet, and we're actually going to try it this year. We haven't done it yet, but it is very highly rated. It's like all you can eat crab legs and a lot of other items. Of course, check before you go because they change things like that. But as of the time of this recording, it's a seafood buffet without characters.
We hope.
We're not character dining people. We love the characters, just not while we're dining.
But we did do the popular beaches and cream.
Yes. And I think we both really enjoyed it, especially for the price. The price is really good.
Atmosphere was fun.
Yes.
Because if every time someone orders those big...
It's called the kitchen sink.
Is it the kitchen sink?
It's a huge amount of ice cream.
So all these sirens
a whole
and
bottle
lights
of
go
whipped
off.
cream. It's just so much food. And yeah, so they have sirens go off. They come out, all the staff comes out at one time. It's like a real big production, so that was cute. And it's got sort of a 50s diner, wouldn't you call it, motif?
Yeah.
And I thought my food was great. And they even went out to the pool bar to get my fries so they would be certified gluten-free.
Yeah.
So they really went to extra effort to make sure my food was safe, which I appreciated. You had a veggie burger.
Veggie burger, which was homemade, and it was really good. You know, it wasn't something that was frozen. Yeah, it was really good.
I either had a chicken sandwich or a hamburger.
I don't think we got any ice cream, did we?
We didn't. We were too full. We were too full. The serving's pretty big. Even your veggie burger was big, like circumference. And then a bunch of fries.
It is a popular place, so definitely get an ADR because...
An ADR means advanced dining reservation if you're new to Disney.
Yeah, so we actually were at Hollywood Studios and Carmen goes, oh wait, one just popped up.
Someone
to check her phone.
canceled.
So she grabbed it and we had, what, 15 minutes I think?
We had to hoof it.
We're over by Tower of Terror.
So we're like a mile away, over a mile in Tower of Terror.
To get over to beaches and... We made it though.
We did.
We were sweaty though.
Yes, we were, because it was hot. That was a hot walk, but it was worth it. It was good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're too full to eat ice cream, and that's what they're known for. And they also have an outside way to order ice cream, so you don't have to have an ADR to get ice cream.
It's not an outside window, but you go through a different entrance and just kind of walk up to like a bar or something.
Yeah, so like if you're at the pool and then you want to grab some ice cream, you can do it, and so that's pretty neat. And is that all the restaurants there at actual beach club? I'm not talking about yacht club. I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
So also, just since Yacht Club is literally connected and they share a pool, they have the Yachtsman's Steakhouse and they have the Captain's Grill, which we are big fans of for breakfast. It's about to go under a 6-month renovation, but they're actually going to move it into Ariel's something, another location there temporarily. But we really like Captain's Grill. It's really good.
We've done that twice, the morning breakfast.
At least twice. Yeah, it's really, really tasty. And Yachtsman gets rave reviews. We haven't been there because he doesn't eat steak, so it doesn't really make sense for us to go and spend that much at a
sometimes
steak restaurant.
Steakhouses have really good fish.
True, good point. And then, of course, you have access to everything over at Boardwalk, but I'll let you look that up because that's across the way. Yeah. And at some point, we're probably going to do a Boardwalk review, too. But anyway, that's pretty much it for dining, I think. Yeah. Lots of options. And plus, you've got Swan and Dolphin, which we mentioned earlier as well. They have a bunch of restaurants.
So let's step out from beaches and cream and go right to the pool.
Go to the pool. So I think that's, other than location, that's what Beach Club's most known for. They have a massive pool, and it has a sandy bottom, which a lot of people are big fans of. Us, not as much.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me, actually.
Well, I think it's because we go to the beach so much, we're always trying to get rid of sand. So the idea of like adding sand to the bottom. But it's a beautiful pool, and they have the only lazy river on Disney property.
Albeit small.
It is small, but the other thing about it to keep in mind is it's deep. I think at some points the lazy river is
that's right.
7 feet deep. Like it would even be over his head. So keep that in mind if you have small children.
Because usually they're like 3 to 4 feet or less than that even. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, that's really deep.
Well, and even most Disney pools don't go over 4 feet. So it's kind of unusual. But
they got little islands because it's like a maze to get through.
It really is. But it's kind of neat because it spreads people out.
It does.
And there's lots of places to sit. Then they have a pool bar, of course, and they also serve food there as well.
Which is supposed to have an awesome lobster roll. So maybe we'll get that next time.
Or I think it's a seafood roll, wasn't it? I think it was multiple kinds of seafood. And then they also have, I think, one of the tallest, if not the tallest, water slide of all the pools. The thing we don't like about it is that you have to walk across. So like the pool area is here. You can't see me. Pool area is here. You have to cross this walkway that's outside of the pool, like completely outside of the pool, where people are walking from Epcot to Hollywood Studios to get to the stairs to go up to get on the water slide. So that part's kind of odd, I think.
So I never did get on that slide, but it did look like you had to walk outside to get back into the pool. Just, I don't know, just kind of weird.
But I'm sure we'll try it, or he will at least. Yeah, and so that, I think the pool overall is a huge plus. I think that's one of the big reasons to stay there. So if you have kids that love pools or you love pools, I think that's a big plus to staying there for sure. And I think this would be an easy resort to have a resort day at, you know, where you don't even go to the parks.
I think that's why Beaches and Cream is so popular, actually, because people, they're right next to each other. People hang out the pool and then go get some ice cream or some snacks and then hang out the pool. So you need to make a whole day of it.
Easily. So we're going to talk a little bit about the decor. I know we already mentioned this, but the nautical beach theme is really, really nice. And it carries through into the rooms as well. And
color comes to mind is light blue. Everything was light blue.
The outside's blue. The inside has lots of blues, lots of white. Very serene, but not stuffy. Very relaxed. And in the room, they have the similar decor. And like Brian said, they recently got renovated. And we're going to talk about non-DVC rooms. Of course, DVC rooms are going to be different. DVC rooms will have certain amenities that the standard rooms do not have, such as a microwave. I think that's the biggest one that to me is odd. If you're paying over $500 a night for a room.
Our room was a little weird, wasn't it?
We did have a bit of an odd room. It was a little small.
It was on the end in a corner. It's weird.
Yeah, but it still had the same amenities, which means it's missing a microwave. That's one of, I guess, my pet peeves with Disney. Put a microwave in the deluxe resorts. Actually, put them in all the resorts, but especially if you're paying over $500, you should have a microwave in the room. But it does have a coffee maker. It does have a refrigerator, a safe. 2 queen beds would be your standard setup. They may have other configurations, but that's the pretty standard setup there.
So we did not have a sofa. That was the weird thing.
That was right? Yes. Because our room was so small, we just had this odd little bench, like really small bench. Most of the deluxe resorts have a couch, but I've talked to other people who said that the other beach club rooms do have a couch, that we just got like a special room.
That did happen to peek in the other rooms while they're cleaning the rooms, and I saw a couch. I said, wait a minute, there's a couch right there.
So we had like I think an extra small room. But if you stayed at Beach Club in a standard room and you had a couch, leave us a comment below.
We'd love to know.
And also other viewers can look at the comments.
Because maybe there's a DVC room I saw. I don't know. We'd love to know if standard has couches.
Yes. Ours did not. And we'll put a room tour at the end of this video that we filmed, so be sure to stick around for that to see what our special little room looked like. But we loved it. We really enjoyed the room, despite not having a balcony and despite not having a couch.
Oh, it's still just recently renovated, so it's fresh, clean,
beautiful. Well done too, just so pretty. Bathroom's nice, shower was nice, air conditioning was nice. Like really no issues with anything
except for the balcony.
Yeah. And then we already covered transportation, so I think that's pretty much. Can you think of anything we've left off?
I think that is it. Yeah, transportation. It was awesome. It's like just walk over to Epcot.
Yeah.
But that's our favorite part.
It's our favorite part. Yeah. If you've seen our other videos,
you can't get any closer.
So if you love Magic Kingdom, you might like Contemporary better. It all depends on where you want to spend the bulk of your time. But if you enjoy, especially during the food festivals, you can't beat being that close to Epcot. So here's the room tour I mentioned, and we'll be back to say goodbye at the end. Okay, here we are at our room. We haven't even been in yet, so you're getting first view of the room. So here's the refrigerator. I love this picture, so cute. Brian immediately goes for the view. Okay, I will. So here's the vanity. And the bathroom. Wow, that's nice. Very pretty bathroom. Closet, safe. Little strange seat. So you don't get a couch here, you get this strange little seat. Like every other deluxe I've stayed in has had a couch. That's very disappointing. Sorry to be negative, but I like having a couch to sit on.
See your expansive balcony?
Well, then we didn't get a balcony. See, those are balconies. We hope you've enjoyed this review and hope it helps you when you're planning your next Disney World vacation.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a comment. What's your favorite resort? Is Beach Club on the list, or do you have another favorite? Bye.
And Pete the cat says bye also.